23-1 all-time
चैनल
on
पे
Pearl.
वही है
A
वो
lot of
कर
that
रखी है
against the two
स्टूडियो
teams
1 मिनट में
because this is and was a tier 2 roster that went through Premier, went through Ascension, but that is still an exceptionally impressive record, and they're looking to try to bring that to the tier 1 level.
And that also decided to stick together. All of this
इसका मॉनिटर देखियो बिल्कुल तो 90 डिग्री कर लेगा
to join their squad because they all knew the firepower and the hunger that they would bring to their teams. On the other side, we're speaking about the stopping power. I also want to talk about Mata, like his performance, he's, you know, the way that he can ace, the way that he can find that inflection round for the game.
Energy bro,
Mata. And of course, when we're speaking about the double duelist, he needs to step up his game.
Figuring out where Mada's going to be pathing on these attack side executes is one of the big win conditions for BBL's anchors in Loiter and Kreven. If they can get inside of smokes that Mada's pathing towards, they can try to chop off the head of the snake early for NRG.
NRG is the team that instituted 3 rookies last year, turned it around to a championship win in Paris. Now BBL in front of their biggest crowd yet, a massive opportunity. We head into Pearl with Uber and Wyatt.
Thank you very much, Mimi. Mada, Brock, and Scuba in 2025 at Champions were the rookies at their first global, and they went all the way to become world champions. They know exactly how BBL feels coming out of Premier, Ascension, an unbeaten run through EMEA kickoff. Now it's time for them to face the music, just as their opponents did.
This NRG team midway through a journey to become the first Champions winner to successfully defend their title at the next global event. But they are surrounded by pitfalls, one of them being this young Turkish outfit, BBL, all players coming up from Ascension who, despite when you look at their comp, feel pretty within the confines of the meta running that Yoru Neon, are way outside of it in terms of the ideas they present. I'm telling you, if you got rid of the HUD elements right now, if you didn't know what the teams were, what the players were, you'd be able to know this is BBL versus NRG straight away.
All right, Santiago, into the pistol we go. NRG with their distinctive double initiator look. The Yoru on this map, as was mentioned earlier, crucial for denying those op lines, but first things first is the pistol. Already testing the A side as the stealth drone comes through. Rose with a recon ready to go. Cyber cage. Martin's on the outside of him, steps in. It's Rose to fall first. What a crack onto the rock. Stuck in the water. Steamrolling over BBL. Showing signature momentum midway through the round. And Loita's a long way from the action.
As fast as BBL got to that site, they all went attempting to anchor all in the back, but it just wasn't enough. NRG do a great job getting into the site, hitting the gas, but then just slowing things down. And Mata, despite diving into such a scary situation, is able to come up with a multi-kill.
Confident, playing forward. Mata, so crucial in the run so far for NRG, and Brock's the one that caps off the pistol.
Already, what we've seen from Mata there, I think, is a testament to where he's been at as a player in this tournament as the one solo duelist. Right? Everyone has leaned into this double duelist meta. So when you watch him on these entries, he has to in terms of the pacing that he's working with. And there's another moment of that. He's not finding himself over
नहीं sorry ये BBL तो EME है sorry
to cut off some of those angles, isolate fights, waits for the rest of
ये EME के नंबर जाके fanatic
so fantastic in those situations.
Better step up when called upon. Back-to-back aces last time we saw him.
मुझे घड़ी खोलनी है मुझे फोन लेके आ दोस्त पे ए नाची कितना बना रही है यार what the fuck
given that plaza control up enough that Rose would step in and be picked away.
The Rock with that shorty posted up over towards Link, not going to be relevant in the moment. This NRG just patiently work their way safely through Art to split into this A side. Should be able to clean up this round. Maybe Mata with the ghost there, hoping to take some further duels, just get closer to the convergent paths. Nice kill from Kreven, but traded very quick by Ethan.
Pacey for NRG now as they realize they hit the weak side. The gamble doesn't pay off for BBL. They never really get value out of LaRock. Obviously, he sat with a shorty. Not well apportioned for having to work into A main.
Listen, it's only round 2, but Mata is looking sharp so far. Hasn't really needed to fire all that many bullets to get the 3 kills that he has on the board, Mitch.
और जब ठंडी हवा आ रही है बाहर यहाँ पैनिक खोल देना चाहिए था मुझे बाहर ओह माय गॉड मेरी सही तो है बस
Now as we head into
गेम की कमारी बोल रहे
high rounds, definitely want to call upon a point that Josh was making on the desk as per the fact that Lovers Rock is the #1 outlaw op abuser globally right now. That's his bread and butter as a player. But contending with NRG's more anti-meta style as they run the double initiator, are able to get more of that info gain.
चलना
This in terms of their armor purchases, they can't afford to come in half armored and get picked off for free, or with those one shots
casual
from the outlaw.
streamer नया सीखा है मैंने
Maybe a straight up duel between Lovers Rock and Mata if he tries to peek out of this, but
ये इतनी आगे कैसे
this is
खेलेगा?
going
ये
to
तो
be
है क्या?
acquiesced as NRG
Lover
have
Rock.
postured themselves up in mid.
It's another slow start here in terms of that plaza positioning for NRG, but as a group we see them work their way into art in that prior round, and this looks to be much the same.
Now look at this, BBL though, they're pretty fast on this rotate. They've got 4 players on this side as Lovers Rock opens things up with that spam
ये
through
और क्या
in.
entry है भाई?
He's going to go rig clear it now. Trevor here obviously sat inside that smoke. Here is Rose, doesn't want to overextend. Mata actually got into art from the A side, and now he's ready to pave the way onto the site.
किसे जा रहा
Deathless so far.
Arey,
Lovers
punish
puts
लो.
that to an end real quick.
Good
Tries to flash himself on the corner, but instead it's a gate crash on out. Now NRG thinking about a pivot. Mid is essentially clear. BBL have no purchase there. And so we're going to bounce across to the B
Extra
side.
भी extra है भाई अभी.
Pivoting over towards this B side, Loida has had no reason to leave back halls, and Lovers Rock off the
Extra बहुत
teleport
अच्छी है
is
क्या यार?
going to be here in time to support despite the low HP.
And out of the picture already, LaRock having to get value. Lovers Rock tries from upper. It's going to be down to Kiko now. Spike is not to hand. It's been left on the wrong side of connector, and that smoke, and with time being as low as it is, Kiko may opt just to see if he can keep a cap on this economy from BBL. You expect a high-low swing potentially, or just a hold from BBL. So Kiko falls. BBL with their first round of Santiago.
Well done there from Loida, who was just relaxed back halls for basically the entirety of that round, ready for the pivot back late. That spam kill was massively influential on the round. The player coming through A main off that split, all of a sudden you don't have the recon or the drone coming through there. And NRG,
क्या हो गया?
after losing Brock, just found themselves congested in art.
भाई एक sleeve
It
तो
was
मेरे को भी
obviously
देनी
dive
पड़ेगी भाई.
across the A site by Mata to try and help them, but there was no one to pinch onto in the end.
Sleeve हाथ की wrist
Gone
की.
for a fast
पसीने
aim
आते
fight
हैं.
here from NRG. Can definitely do that around the Tejo, but Lovers Rock doesn't want to give things up.
Dangerous! Dangerous! Lovers Rock couldn't even gate crash out.
ये भाई यार.
BBL, just as they try and break their way into the game properly, give up the Goru early. Mindful, of course, of some of these Cypher trips on the site. Mata's going to be able to dive in here, though. It's a secret. Rhodes on the other side of this cyber cage is going to have to get involved sooner rather than later here, but
यार
all the
जैसे अभी
util
इसने
obscures his vision. He's stuck in art for the time being, and Kiko accosts him
मारा नहीं
instantly.
ये slow वाला वो
Oh
है
man,
था.
that was over in a blink.
NRG are shredding them to bits
इनका
on
बंदा
this
एक रुक
A
गया,
side,
बिल्कुल
and it's
आने वाला था
not
उसके
for
अंदर, पर रुक गया. ऐसे
BBL's
ही call
lack
देते
of
होंगे.
getting there in time to fight. They are postured
Teammate
up.
पे slow कर रहा है इसको कुछ.
And Lovers Rock, yeah, he loses that duel, isn't able to teleport away, and again, it's NRG. You watch them on these executes, you take that first part of the site, Mata dashes over towards Church, but then it's the slowdown. Everyone comes in together, and the team fight is just far superior for them there. Kiko, nice little multi-kill early on Pearl, where he really stepped up for NRG earlier in this tournament on this map. They went up against HyperX, took this map away from them in that BO3. He was crucial in clutch, late round
भाई
situations,
इसका monitor
late
देखिए
game
बिल्कुल तो ले
situations.
जा रखा है.
You know, a Coinbase win condition here, and I think for BBL, the discussion is about how much emphasis they want to put on the front A side, the A main fight early, and also their art presence, because it seems like with the
इनके top
Cypher
player
on
कौन
that
सा है?
side, they've been leaving a lot more loosely held and struggling to get back
BBL
in.
का.
Yeah, it feels like over on that A side, if you're going to fight,
BBL
fight. Don't just leave this loose end of Lovers Rock isolated, trying to figure out what's happening, especially against this NRG comp that's going to have really overwhelming util to take that space. I think you really need to all-out commit
और
or
कौन कौन
just
आएगा top 3 में?
try to get a bit of that util out from NRG and then back away, play more for site control.
It's easy to get caught out by this double initiator util. They've got to be wary of that BBL.
We haven't seen from BBL on these A hits anyone able to post up close on the choke, like tuck next to the smoke on that right side from the defender's perspective, something like that, right? They have completely lost that front part of the site every time, maybe losing a player earlier in the round too. and then just fighting from backside, they don't have the space to make that work comfortably.
Swam go na bhai, Swam.
Moments away here for round number 5.
फेमस है
Still, of course, in this timeout phase.
मैं नहीं जानता
It's
है.
just like tech issue needs to be
अरे क्या हो गया
ironed
इसके
out
PC
here
में?
audio-wise.
वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप
Love the throwback to Som there. You know, it's funny. You know,
That's
Martin
my
and Scuba
retirement
kind of
training.
say that they together felt like they had to step into Som's shoes. I think one of the things that was noted often about NRG is that in general, this team is pretty stable and sometimes even verging on low energy. Som was the engine room in that regard. It was positive for NRG that they weren't a team that sort of also fell on that raw momentum. They had ways to bring themselves back into the game, but you know, Marta and Scuba still feel like they had to come in and inject a little bit of that energy.
Yeah, in Scuba's own words, Som was the emotional leader of this team. And though everything in the server has clearly been working with Kiko, he's been fantastic, I think especially at this tournament. We just spoke to him being a bit of a different personality, a more quiet guy. That Brock was also a quiet guy, and now he's had to change his own personality from being how he felt as one of the quiet voices on the team to now having to rally for them when necessary. I mean, listen, they've had no shortage of energy with this crowd, though. They've been a favorite this whole time. Mod has been playing to them the entire time.
It's funny, you can see him subtly leaning back in his chair and just, you know, a slight
यार मेरी वो बड़ी
in the press conference, Bonker said, yeah, it's nice to play in an arena where they cheer for us. We're not getting booed.
स्टोरेज भरी हुई है मेरी.
So,
if they're able to find success in front of 20,000 boos, then imagine what they can do here. The support for Americas is palpable. And so far, smooth enough sailing for NRG. This next round here going to be a half bye for BBL. Stinger and Bulldog in the mix, but outside of that, nothing to write home about.
and by the way, just of note, 5 rounds into a BBL game, and we haven't seen Lovers Rock.
That's good round में quickly
No
है.
outlaw, no
That's
up.
crazy.
Might be a sort of a sense that it's not the best use of credits against this comp with NRG's double initiator.
We will be seeing it in the future, though. Kreven still has 4K in the bank, so imagine that's going to be coming up the next round as BBL pivot over towards this B side. NRG definitely make their presence known, but to ultimately just have Ethan
India can
controlling the
start on
space on A to pivot back.
We're 1 all away from Armageddon, which will be pretty crucial, especially to, you know, pummel halls or work that back A site. It's a handy little piece of util to have up your sleeve for these side hits.
BBL off the only presence shown from NRG have decided for the gamble stack B, but it looks like they might make a nice rotate back to that A side just in time. NRG having made no noise on B then for 15 seconds after they did. So here are 4 BBL players backside as Mata tries to enter in.
सबने rotate कर लिया
Clear out that close corner.
सारी आ रही है.
Still, the spray is good. LaRock is out of the picture, and Ethan's going to surge ahead on the side. Kreven knocked asunder. Marta trying to get around the corner, but taking it a little bit low. The ping out there makes it a little bit scary. Scuba revealed, but able to get the better of Rose. It's a Lovers Rock with a stinger. Has to take matters into his own hands. It's going to be easily faced from A main, and Marta steps in to get his.
NRG are just going to keep going back to this A site. It has been free for them. Success on every single attempt. Nice little spam kill from Ethan. And again, it's this moment where BBL are exposing themselves, are fighting backside, and they just get collapsed upon by both sides of default.
And where's the stall, right? Obviously, you know, there's a trip being put out on the side
Hey,
every now and then
ये
by
तो
Kreven, but nothing that's
Yeah,
really
भाई,
significantly slowed NRG down
बिल्कुल
when
यार
they
पास मार
decide to
दिया भाई ये
accelerate.
तो.
And now BBL, it looks like they want to go for this aggro A fight. They have LaRock there with the AWP on the other side of the map. Yeah, goes past all these stars. Wants to fight Mata Rose.
मेरा एक ना लगा भाई आज
Though, and
आज के दिन.
now they can just
Hard part.
relax. They don't have to fight any more aggro than that. Look at the B control they have on account of the Lovers Rock there. Things are looking good for BBL to get a second on the board.
They are lightly holding mid, right? No killjoy in this BBL composition, so you don't have the typical turret or alarm bot. It means NRG can sort of start to take up this part of the map and thrust forward.
That drone from Ethan really makes it seem like NRG could be scaling through R, trying to get over towards that A side again. There's some exploration towards B. But with still a minute on the clock, NRG don't feel any time pressure to try and accelerate. They can work the map.
Are we going to go for this? Brook gets a ping.
No way.
Rose!
No way!
Okay.
Oh my God.
That wall is not quite as permeable as Brook was perhaps hoping, but Rose actually might want to follow this up. Can he catch him unaware? Brook, fortunate. Just around the corner, takes damage, and there's the spray through. You better get up early if you want to step into the Proctagon, Rose. Lovers Rock sees, though, all the energy cooked up here, and here's that Armageddon towards back halls. This gets uncomfortable for Loita, but he can step up towards that kiosk. And here's the attempt at a stall, but on the side come NRG. Kiko failed early, but it's going to get trade out. The Ori's out of the picture, and so the op is dropped. It's Kreven from upper side, crawling with NRG players, and Scuba finishes the job.
I cannot believe they just make it look so effortless. What a fast, pacey, just pivot back over towards that B side. Instant usage of the ults were perfect. On the last round where they went for the B pivot, Loida was in that same position. Halls here just gets Armageddon. This is ridiculous. I mean, Rose, the gun sewer crouched is crazy work from him. Brock was reloading.
Brock was reloading.
But that's a beautiful, beautiful pivot from NRG. I mean, you think against BBL, they'd be the team, you know, controlling the pace as per how aggro they play. But right now, NRG really feel in control of the game's tempo.
Couple of light armors brought up here, but Lovers Rock down to 10. That Outlaw already found its mark.
NRG are going to take their time. They still have Ethan just containing on that opposite side of the map, so they can go for a late pivot back. We'll see if BBL expose themselves to these sight lines at all, to the crosshairs that are placed from NRG. Just on that slow approach.
Last round it was Armageddon to deny Halls. Cosmic Divide is in play. Nice little correction there from Scuba. Loida didn't know what hit him. Now again, the acceleration behind this stealth drone. Ethan wants to check Halls just to confirm. Kreven is going to go low, and Brock holds M1 for the boys. So it'll be a spike plant now, and Lovers Rock down to 10 with the Marshall, and Rose have to salvage something from this round.
That high low just got completely erased from the server. Kiko with another kill would be able to get the ultimate into this next round, so see if he goes hunting a bit. The money is definitely good enough.
Cheeky.
Yep, and there it is.
Little impromptu high-low, I respect it. Kiko is tapped up. Lovers Rock is cooked, folks. And this is starting to get out of hand for BBL. Flawless round. That economy for NRG is getting extremely robust, Wyatt.
On top of that, the ult economy now. You had Mana getting that last kill close to the paths. Kiko gets the lockdown on account of that one kill.
Alley-oop.
BBL are going to be forced into the timeout now. Things have really gotten out of hand early.
The second timeout.
Look, a team that's obviously new to the stage, but the way they speak about being here, it's maxed out confidence. These guys take every single opportunity or farm possible.
BBL knows that is their weapon, that is their advantage, and they have to abuse it maliciously from start to finish. I respect it. They understand what their role is in the wider story of Masters Santiago. But again, we've seen this happen multiple times where top seeds come in, also that Coinbase win conditions. Worth discussing where you go here for BBL. They do not want to be that top seed team that comes in shell-shocked early and doesn't find a way to recover. Yes, they've got a bit of work to do in this series. Something has to happen here. And opt for Lovers Rock. So again, we're going to be seeing what should be a quintessential BBL defense side round, but how do they navigate the drone of both Sova and the Tejo here? And then NRG's propensity to play carefully and then accelerate and hit that site and make it impossible to hold on to.
NRG have been utterly dominant in the map control game this entire half up until this point. Aside from the one round where BBL fought A main early with Rock, they had off all the way up B, and then they still ended up losing. They just forgo control of so much of that mid space. That was the round with the crazy Brock and all that stuff, right? But it looks like they want to go back to the A fight here.
Look at this Astro Util. It's everywhere. Straight away, Mata goes in for a bit of info. In fact, Kiko lingers on Nova Pulse. Could have been an issue, but there's Rose taken out. But Arda's Fury. Rock feels a little bit stranded right now. Out at sea. And eventually capsized.
That 1-for-1 is just not going to be enough. Now, do NRG try to continue this pace? Yeah, that Cosmic Divide is going to cut the site in two so they can get into the front safely. Kreven has that, you know, little cubby to be able to try and spam a planter from Crazy from Lovers Rock.
Cut out of the bag. They're all about the shorty play. Kreven caught out as well. Looks like that was likely spammed. Yep, into that dugout corner.
Wow, are they definitely not expecting the peak from top defaults coming through the wall? That's crazy.
Spike is loose, in fairness. Not planted yet. Still a bit for NRG to work with, though, and of course, Brock is at large with that Odin. It's lockdown time from a safe position. Kiko's having to set this up.
Lovers Rock opportunity in this 2 versus 3 to just stamp his name on the server. Start to show people globally why he's been such a star in EMEA.
He's back into the side very quickly, though. That Nebula will be recalled. Lovers Rock wants an angle on Broken. Oh, that's a crucial shot to be missing. He'll thought about the shorty play, but again, constantly canvassed by this control util. Is this A site in the post block?
Look at this three-pronged crossfire setup that NRG have now. Players are BBL weak. Wow, what a shot. Are you joking? Still, though, how can they win this? The crossfire just looks so good. Maybe with that divide, cutting it off.
Here's Kiko on the side, ready to fight for it. Loida is able to find his third, and it's up to Scuba now. There is a star on the site, but Scuba has to fight for it, and I think he knows. Here's the grab well. Lovers Rock gets it to half. Scuba's not done yet. Oh, through the wall, it's going to be dangerous here. Loida gets the defuse, and Scuba is on the outside looking in.
A crazy attempt from Scuba. Unlikely hero for BBL is Loida on that round. Lovers Rock couldn't connect the shots, but Loida, with that tap onto Brock in main, was stunning. How on earth do they win that out? Cosmic Divide placed at the perfect time after as well.
That was a matter of seconds.
BBL are certainly not out of the woods, though. It's a tactical round loss from NRG, perhaps, where they
reset
get
the
an
loss
ult-out,
bonus?
kill everyone, and the loss bonus is reset. Yeah, BBL are in serious danger still.
Yeah, and no ability for that scope weapon here for BBL. Lovers Rock's been without it for many of these critical rounds. They've had to give up lots of this long. You see the cross over here by Loida. Spotted out though, but it's still trying to scoop. Instantly slaps him.
Oh no, the rest of the team are trying to get here in time to anchor though.
Okay, Mada's going to fight for Halls here. Guided Salvo gives him a bit of space, but he's going to have to brawl things out. It's two players hoping to double face him, but here comes the cavalry. Creven's already found two. Rourke's having to play off the side here, but a lot of very low health targets, and Scuba is in. That's Rourke's already dealt with, and Lovers Rock is really playing off this. Down to 11. Hoping to try and break this crossfire some way, but Scuba is ready. Just like that, NRG are back to winning ways.
BBL just look completely out of sorts on their map pick here. That jump up from Loida, he crosses to be able to get into a crossfire with one of the rotators to the site, but then jumps up, tries to get aggro, goes down, maybe felt like there was going to be pressure. Yeah, just an awkward situation, and then again, you see from NRG, they get into the site, they take the space, and then Mada waits, and then a second player comes to him, they double up, then they fight back hulls, then they overwhelm those anchors together.
This is what you mentioned about having to play the single duelist in this anti-meta comp. He cannot afford to overextend like that.
And he just never does. There's so much weight on his shoulders, and yet he's been carrying it this entire event. I mean, at the moment, Mada is absolutely in the MVP bracelet hunt. NRG on this round, though, going up against pistols only. All of them through art for free.
Creven might be stranded here on the A main side of things. Seems to be accepting of the fact. Lovers Rock trying to be spotted out instantly as Rose now is speculating with his Hunter's Fury and sees not a whole lot of anything. A lot of NRG have called a cancel on this playthrough art.
Massive commitment. Just off the drone, tries to get a kill, but ultimately cannot even find a tag.
They're going to pump fake back to A main now.
As they do that, BBL are just being drawn away from the site, hoping for a bit of a B gamble setup. NRG is just slow tempo throughout this round. It's going to allow them a very free plant on A, and almost certainly a round win.
Yeah, look how deep here NRG are able to get. Into dugout goes Mada. Oh, your cringe post punch util being set up.
Mollies, you got the missiles, the stars. Brock has shock darts and Odin spam. Okay, but Creven has a Sheriff and a kill, so that's one way to start it.
Mada pretty far forward there. Still, we have, yes, this whole circus of utility to make use of now. It's time for LaRock to attempt to ride the lightning. Special delivery would have been an issue though, and that post-plant util now just being used. No for the time being. But again, BBL know there's no real chance for them to get this defuse. They want to fight. They want to get something out of this round, extract some value, but here comes Brock, straight through the corner of the wall. Scuba and Kiko clean up the mess.
They made you believe for a second, but only a second, Mitch. They get that first opening kill, but NRG just have way too much util, way better guns. The Odin spam from main, they're just going to get shredded. And on top of all that, around where they use the Neon ult and the Hunter's Fury.
Yep. Huge investment. Scuba's died once, 12 assists, 13 kills. He's in their head.
Just have simply not found their footing on the global stage right now. Lovers Rock is back to the AWP. And finally he's able to put something on the board with it. That's Mata down.
Lloyd of those in trouble, and that's the Astra down already. The stall potential for BBL's drastically now reduced. And NRG want to play it slow anyway. Scuba left as the insert inside this Nebula. Will he try and sell something here? He gets ahead of it, spotted out! That is ridiculous! There might be an option here for NRG to pivot back. Or at least sell this further to BBL. They're buying every inch of it. Another for Scuba, the guy is absolutely unstoppable. And he may well have done enough. 3 players up for NRG, all over to the A side of the map. This Cypher util is present. Still are looking for deeply entrenched post-plant positions as the attackers.
The flick for the first kill is just disgusting, but BBL, they're here in time. Lovers Rock with a great shot to even the odds.
Conventional drift here for Lovers Rock. Krevin wants to play through his cyber cages now. He knows there's been a cross. He can hear it, and he had the drop on them. Now the 1 versus 1. No plant yet. Ethan quickly trying to get over towards the B side. Lovers Rock hedging his bets with a gate crash in that same direction. 25 seconds left in the round.
And he takes the gate crash right in time. Going to be posted on the angle. Oh my God! He goes down to the missile.
Okay. BBL, of course, will come away with the round.
Oh my God!
But that's how dangerous Lovers Rock can be. He comes into the round with 7 kills, exits with 11 in total. If you can't force him off these top lines, he will shred you.
They needed that from him bad. And Lovers Rock is quite possibly the best AWPer, outlaw, scoped weapons player right now. He's definitely the one who feels like he's breaking those weapons at the moment. It just hasn't been able to in this game until that point. Maybe this could be the rally cry for BBL.
No AWP though, he loses the AWP because of that guided salvo at the end of that round, Wyatt. So he's back down to a Vandal. Here's Marta coming in. LaRock somehow falls to it.
He's slow, he's mollied.
I don't know if he can get out of this one. Lovers Rock is down. And now, of course, this Armageddon makes it tricky to get into holes, but Rose has been able to find some purchase, and Krevin steps in. Now you've really got to make use of this position. Get an upgrade to the Guardian. A lot of info there for Rose, but he still needs to swing into 2. A tough ask at the best of times, and NRG post themselves 9 rounds in this first half.
Outside of a couple individual glimmers of hope from BBL, utter domination from NRG, in full control of the map. That entire half, you had that star round from Lovers Rock with a 4K. Loida had that other great round. But outside of that, NRG are just playing on a different level as a team.
The American support for NRG is cacophonous, and a 6-round lead serves them well heading in the next half. We'll be back, of course, with more Pearl after this.
Can I help you, sir?
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of these fine cars.
Not how it works.
Guess you're not as cool as Verizon.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal today.
Vale, todos tuyos.
Me emociona muchísimo ver esto, estoy intentando no llorar ahora, pero son increíbles. Qué genial ver a tanta gente apasionada por este juego y los quiero mucho, gracias por estar acá, pero estamos acá para divertirnos. Así que, Cantor, si te tiras un paso, Cantor, tírate un paso. Tírate un paso, pero ahora algo más importante. ¡Atención, chileno de corazón! ¡Sí!
Increíble, en serio. Enorme, pero enorme espacio riesgo. Quiero que esto retumbe en todos los corazones. Ya se lo saben ustedes. Santiago grita con el alma.
एक सेकंड मेरी आवाज वैसे सही है मैं टेलीग्राम नहीं है यार मेरे पे
I'm just going to say, you have to be here. Seeing it like that from your screen, I just don't think it does it justice. the rumble in this place is something else, such that even the cold, dead hearts of these NRG players are being warmed by it. Smiles on their faces, and so they should be, with a 6-round lead heading into the second half. But this is BBL. This is EMEA's #1 seed finally taken to the stage, and nobody is remotely as confident, aggressive, and decisive as they are. We can see that showcased if they can get off to a start on this attack side.
I want to see if they can storm back into this half and capture the tempo of the game that NRG were in full control of when they were playing attack. Always taking A main, pushing through the links, or they were everywhere on the map.
They'll find you in every answers.
Yeah. But what we've seen from BBL on their attack sides, they like to play a lot of 3-1-1s. They like to push aggressively, to take space in lanes solo, always leave options for Rose to call fast pivots back across the map.
Look at this heavy beetling presence right now.
Oh, this
Still gets ahead for his trouble.
Yeah, that's not bad. 1-for-1 in the hinder, and that's going to allow the rest of BBL to just know they can take this A site for free for Kiko.
And there's plenty of stall here. That Astro U2 comes in, as well as a guided salvo. Kiko's having time for the rest of NRG to arrive.
BBL want to keep fighting for more. I mean, that recon kind of indicated it, but no, they back to the site.
A timing here for NRG, perhaps out of flower. Yes! Loiter's going to be caught. Ethan across to the side now. Wasn't even close.
Despite BBL getting that site so easily, the lack of trade onto Kiko, who was just back secret, gets that 2-tap. It was a little awkward with LaRock caught in the open, didn't have the gun out. And it's just not followed up on. And from there, it's in that transitional period where BBL are trying to get their post plant set up, activated. Demata just storms in, gets that free kill backside, and they crumble from there. I feel like this map is just good as done. Now, okay, Outlaw in the hands of Lovers Rock.
Look at the armor. Look at the armor.
A BBL classic. They love to throw the Outlaw to Lovers Rock after a pistol round loss.
And actually, not doing the half armor second round anymore, though they know better. Full armor bought up by NRG. No one-shots for Lovers Rock.
They know their opponents. Bonkar has watched the VODs. Mata just forced back a little bit by the util, or on the other hand, just doesn't really want to commit too much. There's no reason to. Also, expecting he might get shot by an Outlaw. Even though he has a full armor, you don't want to take 140.
You don't want to take a headshot either.
That one goes just a little bit wide. Tough reaction shot to hit, and that does confirm NRG's suspicions.
Yeah, they've heard the Outlaw sing out. They know full well. This town ain't big enough for the two of these teams, and BBL knows it.
BBL do not have a lot to get into this site. They're going to be able to smoke off a couple of the chokes.
There's not much more stall util left, though. Scuba's out of touch away from that relay bolts! And Scuba's sat in the corner waiting for him. That is a cheaply lost player here for BBL, and now Scuba can reposition. Here's his all through the side. KD knows he's coming from, so he falls back around the corner, one after another. He cops them. And now Brock's going to be able to step up, of course, with the Aries to hand. And Lovers Rock spotted out in the corner, gate crashed away. Spike plant interrupted. And this Outlaw is looking sad, full on and alone.
BBL are just not able to scale together backside to fight Scuba there effectively. Look at the distance that was between LaRock and that second player who was trying to follow up.
Yeah,
there's just no one there to assist. So Scuba has all the time in the world to be able to find that follow-up kill. There, the rest of the team are there in time. That's just so contrasted to the pace that we saw NRG playing at when they went for their executes and how Mata never got overextended.
Here's a bonus for NRG featuring the recovered Outlaw from the prior round. And they'll slow down and deny any chance of an A main fight from BBL, who are still looking for their 4th round on this map.
Previn with just that Sheriff on account of throwing the Outlaw to Lovers Rock on that prior round. They'll gather up for a pretty straightforward B execute here. Just leaving Previn that loose end in mid.
An opportunity presented itself there for Mata. Shot missed and refracted away. The patience of Kiko again being rewarded. This could get ugly for Mata. It's about to be overwhelmed. Gets a shot on the rock though, drops him once.
hinder that?
हाँ इन्हें पिक किया है और इनसे अगला है regardless. नहीं हमने कुछ देखा नहीं मैच गेम में देखने आ रहा
There is nothing BBL could do to stop them. Rose with 2. It's an honourable contribution, but it's not remotely enough. And that is a bonus round conversion for NRG, who find themselves all of a sudden on map point.
Just torn apart on that execute. The saturate from Mata was so insane. Kreven gets caught by Kiko in the link, so then all the attention is just focused forward at that point. And with that slow, the rest of NRG rotate in. They're just torn to pieces. Again, Scuba is at a very casual 18-3-13.
It's the 13 that does it for me.
If you could have a triple-double in Valorant, it feels like that's it.
His 31 kill involvements. What? It's been 16 rounds. Mata here, slightly varied position as compared to the previous round, but it appears he still wants to fight. Spike is the top of B-Long for the time being. I think Rose is content, though, to head elsewhere, but look at this map control taken. Look at NRG moving up on this line of scrimmage in B-Link, in Art, in A-Main.
I was waiting to see if BBL would maybe try to pivot over towards A main if there's a situation where Scuba could have been drone from Ethan. He's going to get the hell out of dodge and back up.
Alarm bot buys a little bit of time, but Ethan's unfortunate moment with util in hand means he's got to give that space up and now give BBL a crack at the side. Scooby here, not concerned about making noise, apparently. He just gets cut down by the stinger.
No, he's just caught between two players. He has to get proactive in some kind of way. BBL with a rare advantage situation to try and capture a round.
BBL know they're on a clock now. That trap wire was destroyed. They're aware of the flank. Loiter lit up very, very low. Brock should be able to finish him off here with this shocky. And so he does. That's the Astra out of the picture, and here comes Kiko! The Rock not ready for him. Kreven gives as good as he gets inside Art, but BBL are bleeding players. He's waiting for a push. He's at Hunter's Fury now in response to the tap. Ethan knows he needs to get started with this sooner rather than later. Third bolt comes out, but Kreven deals with him, and Kiko won't have the time for a defuse. Finally, some signs of life from BBL.
Not over just yet. That Hunter's Fury really paying dividends with the clock delay in that 2 versus 2. Earlier in the round, it was their ability to find Scuba in main. He gets droned out. And then the pinch onto him, he has really no chances of getting anything accomplished. That was a very important moment. And from there, listen, it got scrappy, but BBL with that man advantage they got and late ultimates, they're able to get this one across the finish line. Narrowly, Mitch, but they do it.
NRG's got to pay the piper in this round. Just some Sheriffs and Brock's Bucky brought to bear. Still pushed up pretty heavily in towards that A main area, but didn't get themselves a fight. It's Mata, unarmored, and only with the Sheriff here to hold B solo.
Out in the open, just going to back to Link. Full 5-on-5 retake. But BBL absolutely will be winning this out. Positioned all across the site. Ethan has one missile.
LaRock could use a pick-me-up right now. It has been a brutal campaign for him on Pearl. Lovers Rock tucks in the corner now. Actually, Gate crashes on out. Brock wants a bit of info. So here's the recon. Kiko's on the Kreven, and already Brock onto the site, but a little too far away to get full value out of the Bucky. The Rock, though, chunked down to half. A little bit of swing. Scuba responding. Damage through the corner. The dash from Mata, but he is stopped in his tracks. It's all on Scuba now, and that Sheriff sings out. He's got 2 opponents to get past. Cheeky little tap on Loita. But BBL get their second in a row this half.
They're making you sweat every round win they're getting. It's just not coming clean. But they get it over the finish line again. Narrowly again.
We are still so far, though, from a result that would be convincing for BBL fans.
Yeah, we just have not seen a round win that was just a distinct BBL dominant win.
Nothing that's been emblematic of their style either.
Yeah, it just hasn't happened yet.
So the individuals.
Maybe round 18. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe the formation of a comeback attempt will continue. Standard recall star goes down. Drone to send Mata back, and Dimensional Drift is going to get ripped by Lover's Rock.
Okay. Heavy old investment though. BBL have no choice but to absolutely go for it. Lover's Rock here maybe trying to play off some of this Astra util, and yes, stunned up. Mata was an easy target. And Scooby didn't know what hit him.
What a lovely combo. Lovers Rock thought he might have been in some danger there. Kiko actually going to place this lockdown in the 3-on-4. That's going to rout BBL. They have to get far away from the site. You have Krevin late coming down the link.
Lovers Rock here, of course, will be able to pull out. That is the lockdown done and dusted. Brock already wants a position up inside that fast lane. It's at least out Ethan to get a trade. Kiko on the tap. Of course, he knows he's got to contend with this Astra util. Watch out for Link. Kiko's ready for it. Extra sensory perception from the Brit, but now we'll have to throw in a 1v2. Peloita cashes the check. Gets BBL one step closer.
Now that, I think, was the best round we've seen from BBL so far. Those ultimates, the divide, the drift used in tandem, and the information that Lovers Rock gets on the player's position, you can see that ping, so the stun comes down from Luita. Nice little 2K.
Lovers Rock caught in that same stun. Still able to find success, crack those heads together.
And then from there, that lockdown gets used by Kiko. It sends BBL off the site, but I like that they went for like an active, noisy refight when they have Krevin late in Link. I mean, it was so heads up though from Kiko. That, you know, Sixth Sense, he turns around and is able to win the 1v1. That's crazy. But it was still a good decision regardless. I think they played that out nicely.
And you can say that NRG maybe coasting off their early successes from that first half.
NRG
in the second now have to reckon with the potential. Now BBL could fight their way back into this game. Last round was very ult heavy from BBL. Dimensional Drift gets Lovers Rock in, and of course Cosmic Divide cuts NRG off the site. Now without those tools, BBL had to get a little bit more creative, a little bit more inspired about it. And NRG are building up some key abilities of their own with Armageddon and Cosmic Divide at the ready, with Scuba, Kiko, Ethan firing on all cylinders. Only one round is what they need to get out of Pearl with a dub.
I think if you're a BBL fan, you could start to feel a little bit hopeful. I mean, even if they just string together a few more rounds, but they can't make the comeback happen because, look, let's face it, it's going to be extremely tough to do that. But maybe this is a situation where they're getting more comfortable on the stage, and that can carry over for later in this series.
That is a lot of half armor for NRG Wyatt.
Yeah, up against the Lovers Rock Outlaw, that is some danger.
Can they shut down those Outlaw angles? Prevent themselves from having to challenge them, so disadvantaged as they are. Real strong A-main presence, and they're lingering here, Wyatt, as well. Look at the investment for NRG.
In the meantime, BBL have two players working through Art, but Mana just shuts down Rose on that try swing.
Oh, I don't know how you're going to get out of this, LaRock. One more tap, and it'll be Dog's dinner. And Scuba deals with him. Mana, okay. Struts up onto the site and has already dealt with Krevin. That's a Cypher out of the mix, and Lovers Rock can't find connection with that Outlaw. It's done, folks. Lovida's too far away from the action. Spike dropped loose, and NRG free to roam the map to hunt him down.
BBL just have not displayed the coordination necessary to take Pearl, one of the best maps of NRG, away from them. They are in champion contending form again. They have not eased up, man.
I'm sorry, but BBL were 23-1 on this map coming into this match. A lot of confidence that this team could continue to deliver as they did domestically, but I wouldn't say this is putting your best foot forward out of the gates, Wyatt. It has been tough. Luita spotted now with only 25 seconds left to try and make a plant. It is all done but the crying for our first map in this series. NRG, galvanized, forged by their run through Swiss, maintain that confidence with a sickening blow to your #1 seed from EMEA to start the series. Pearl is not a close map.
That is utter domination, and I think...
नहीं बैठा हूँ तो देखना है ना यार दूसरा देखेगा चल पे दूसरा मैप कौन सा है अभी से दो न्यूज़ बोर्ड लगा तो लगाओ वही न्यूज़ सुना नियॉन मैन देखेगा नियॉन मैन
राइडर एक ऐसा स्टेप उठाए जो कि कोई भी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहा था। अभी उनका फैमिली का जो कंट्रोवर्सी चल रहा है उसी को लेकर वो अपने इंस्टाग्राम में अचानक से आज लाइव आए थे। स्टार्टिंग से ही वाज रियली इमोशनल, उनका कंप्लीट ब्रेकडाउन हुआ पड़ा था। वो बहुत सारे सेंसिटिव इश्यूज को टच किए और एंड में उन्होंने एक ऐसा एक्सट्रीम स्टेप उठाया जिसको लेकर सब लोग अभी कंसर्न्ड है। ये टॉपिक स्टार्ट हुआ उनकी एक्स गर्लफ्रेंड सव्या को लेकर, जिनसे वो शादी करने वाले थे 4 साल पहले, बट इवेंचुअली दे ब्रोक अप। सव्या उनके ऊपर बहुत सारे एलिगेशंस लगाई थी इंक्लूडिंग चीटिंग, बट UK07 राइडर अपने लाइव स्ट्रीम में बोले कि वो अपने फैमिली के लिए लव को सैक्रिफाइस किए। एंड उस टाइम पे UK07 राइडर की तरफ से उनके भाई कलम इंक ही उनको डिफेंड किए थे, जो कि आज आप लोगों को पता ही होगा उनके ऊपर सीरियस एलिगेशंस लगा रहे हैं। एज अ प्रूफ उन्होंने ऑडियो क्लिप भी शेयर किया था रील में, आप लोग छोटा सा पार्ट देख सकते हो।
यार सव्या, ये मतलब आई एम रीडिंग टेक्स्ट एंड ऑल, तुम क्या क्या बोल रहे हो, लाइक ये चीटिंग एंड ऑल करके, ही इज विद मी एंड वी आर पार्टिंग, क्योंकि बहुत नेगेटिविटी हो रही है। सव्या, डोंट पुट दूसरों को ना इन अ बैड प्लेस कि वो कुछ करते हैं या फिर फैमिली में कुछ होता है। आप भी समझो ना, जब सब कुछ ईजी जा रहा है, वो बता रहा है कि वो यहाँ आया है, एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग राइट, अब क्यों दूसरे बंदे को टेंशन में डाल रहे हो? मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा। ही सेइंग कि ही वांट टू मैरी यू, ही सेइंग ही वांट्स टू विद यू, सब कुछ आई डूइंग एवरीथिंग फॉर यू एंड आपको फिर भी करना है। इफ यू डू एनीथिंग सव्या, मैं बोल रहा हूँ अतुल कि आई विल नॉट लीव आपका फैमिली या आपकी मम्मी पापा भी, क्योंकि इफ ऑल फैमिली विल सफर, योर फैमिली विल सफर अगर इफ यू गो लाइव और एनीथिंग अगेंस्ट।
इसके बाद वो अपने भाई कलम इंक को एज इविल रेफर किए एंड एलिज किए कि उनके वजह से ही मोस्टली ये सब कुछ हो रहा है। इस साइड की वो अपने फैमिली से भीख भी मांगे थे, फिर भी उनकी बातों को नहीं सुना गया। उन्होंने कहा जब आपकी मेंटल हेल्थ खराब होती है ना, आप सबको फोन करके भीख मांगते हो। मैंने भीख मांगी भाई कि प्लीज मुझे घर बुलाओ, मुझे घर का खाना खिला दो। इट्स बीन 1 year ऑलमोस्ट। एंड गाइस, लाइव स्ट्रीम से मैं आप लोगों को कुछ मोमेंट्स ही बता पाऊंगा। आई कैन नॉट प्ले द क्लिप हियर ऑब्वियसली यूट्यूब के गाइडलाइंस के वजह से, इसलिए टेलीग्राम में मैंने डाल दिया वीडियो, आप वहां जाकर देख सकते हो। इसके बाद वो अपनी वाइफ रितिका के बारे में बात की है एंड उन्होंने सारे चीटिंग एलिगेशंस को डिनाई किया। ही सेड, रितिका हाउ कुड यू नॉट बिलीव मी, हर चीज तो करी तुम्हारे लिए, तुमने लोगों का बिलीव करा, वही लोगों का जो मेरे सगे थे। अरे भव्या, मेरी बहन ने स्क्रीनशॉट्स लीक करे, नो वरीज, यू विल पे फॉर इट। रितिका की मम्मी या चाचा से पूछ लेना कभी एक हाथ उठाया हो किसी भी कॉन्वर्सेशन में। कलम यूज्ड यू, मैनिपुलेटेड यू, आई नेवर चीटेड ऑन एनी गर्ल, आस्क एनीवन। वो अपने पेरेंट्स को भी मैसेज दिए, पापा मम्मी आपने कभी सोचा नहीं क्या कि आपके 2 औलाद है, बड़े की भी तो सुन लेते। कलम, यू वेंट टू पर्सनल, तूने बेबी पर भी बोला, कैसे बोल सकता है यार भाई मेरा, तेरे को शर्म नहीं आई? फिर एंड में वो व्यूअर से अपील किए कि उत्तराखंड पुलिस को टैग करो एंड आस्क देम टू अरेस्ट ऑल दीज क्रिमिनल्स। एंड फिर लिटरली वो 140 प्लस के स्पीड में चलाते चलाते अचानक से गाड़ी को कर देते हैं। इट वॉज वेरी स्केरी। अब कंट्रोवर्सी होते रहेगा यार, लेट्स पुट एवरीथिंग असाइड, दिस इज रियली सीरियस एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली, क्या UK07 राइडर अभी सेफ हैं? वेल यस, कुछ यूट्यूबर्स की तरफ से कंफर्मेशन आया है दैट ही इज सेफ नाउ। मनोज ने अपने इंस्टाग्राम स्टोरी में कहे अनुराग भाई सेफ है, थैंक गॉड। फिर पारस ठकराल भी कंफर्मेशन देते हुए कहे ही इज फाइन, थैंक यू गॉड। एंड अभी सोशल मीडिया में UK07 राइडर के कुछ क्लिप्स भी सरफेस कर रहे हैं जहां पर लोग उनकी हेल्प कर रहे थे आफ्टर दिस इंसिडेंट। एवरीवन इज होपिंग कि वो जल्द से जल्द रिकवर करे एंड ये जो भी फैमिली वाला सीन हुआ है सब।
लेट्स गो गाइस, लेट्स गो भाई। खुद लेके आया भाई, इसके पास पैसे नहीं है, इसके पास लॉयर नहीं है भाई, ये गधा है क्या? बस फिर उसमें और क्या कर लेगा, क्या कर लेगा फिर? इसके तू अगर तेरे पास बड़ा कमरा हो तो बिल्कुल कमरे के बेड में रख लेगा कंप्यूटर अपना। कैसे ऐड चल रहा है अभी, इसमें रूम के मिड में है, देख तू रख लेगा अपने कमरे के कमरे के बीच में। पता नहीं है भाई ये कुछ। नहीं, इसका तो पूरा डेस्कटॉप रखा है टेबल के साथ, ये थोड़ी हिलाएगा। दो मिनट ब्रेक। चार अटैक्स किसी का मारना है, अब इवेंट पूरा हो जाएगा।
चाइना भाई G2 कुत्ता बनने वाली है
कुत्ता बना तो दिया पहले राउंड में ही।
G2 अगले मैच में चाइना वाले से चिढ़ते हैं भाई ये लोग चाइना वाले क्या बोला भाई कोई प्लेयर है उसने बोला चाइना को कभी जीतने नहीं दूंगा पर इसमें अच्छी तो पहली बार आए थे चाइना वाले को स्लॉट पे ना आती चैंपियनशिप का लेके चली ये वाले तो चिढ़ते हैं भाई चाइना से वो तो रीजन ही बेकार लगता है इतने ही नहीं दिखते सेकंड तो मुझे पता है सेकंड मैच में क्या होगा रिजल्ट्स फर्स्ट का भी दिख ही रहा है भाई
पता तो मुझे भी है।
फर्स्ट का भी दिख ही रहा है अंदर बॉल बची मुझे देखा और चलो चलते हुए जा रहे हैं हाथ को मारा
your stuff, but at the same time, it seems like it's helping you guys refine your game plan. Do you feel like that's the case? And do you also feel like you guys are fully adaptable to any type of double duelist?
Yeah, I mean, it has definitely helped playing into a lot of different double duelist comps, and we're just adding into our protocols and adding into all of our lists of what to do and what not to do against specific comps. So it just helps us and it makes our game plan even deeper.
So much depth. Thank you.
A deep game plan for NRG nets them a win on map 1. A completely dominant start to this series against BBL. Welcome back. Let's hop right into talking about this one, because the name of the game, Bea, in that first half was how prepared NRG looked with this double drone comp.
I spoke about the preparation and also that I was looking a lot at Ethan, and the amount of times that we saw Lover's Rock impossible to get out of certain situations, being suppressed, and them actually understanding very well how to deal with it.
There were so many moments early on here where
live पे जाना, live पे जाना.
scrappy moments, and I just don't think that BBL really had what it took there. We're going back on a loop here.
But yeah, but I think that this is also, when we are speaking about the experience and what separates these two teams, this is one of these scenarios.
Yeah.
Because it's not only that they have not screamed against each other, but the pressure that they were putting onto them, all of that utility was designed for the easiest plan to not be an easy plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is experience. It's not just experience playing against the team specifically. It's experience on the stage. It's in those tiny, high-pressure, high-tempo moments. Are you going to make the right micro decision? And I think BBL collapsed on that front.
Yeah, looking at the match as a whole as well, it was so dominant, not just with those early round picks, with catching players off guard, with the late runs, but yes,
dude,
the clutches, Scuba, just ridiculous what this man was putting up. There was a time, Bea, where I think he was 15-1.
It was insane. Like, we kept watching him, and of course that gave him a lot of confidence, and we saw him pressing the W. But as we were showing in all of those replays, he was not only 15-1, he also had like 13 assists. All of this early round commitments, all of the stars, all of the polls, all of the conditioning of how they were going to go up against BBL went through Scuba.
But you just can't be losing games, giving away 13 first kills if you're BBL. It was masterfully constructed from NRG. They look amazing right now. But I can't see a path to victory for BBL if La Rock is at the bottom of the scoreboard. If they're getting caught out like that, if the first kills are so heavily in favor of NRG, they need to turn turn this ship around fast if BBL want a chance in this game. Because I think this map should have been a lot closer than it was, and NRG ran away with it. They look on a different level.
Is this the #1 seed curse hitting? Is this the rookie team showing up and choking in front of a crowd?
I honestly think that one of the keys also for NRG, and I think they also understood it when we're speaking about electric young players and the way they present themselves on stage, you have to stop them right on the tracks.
Okay.
And is the being aggressive, I don't think they... All of what we're saying about BBL not being scared about who they're going up against, NRG treated them as if they should. As if they are not on the same level, as if they are going to win from the moment that they get out. All of this plays, they let them no moment to breathe.
Yeah. They did, and now they have a tough task ahead of them. Turn it around in time for map 2. We'll have to see what their coach has to say as he prepares.
Jen here with Coach Key of BBL now. BBL seemed a bit underwater in the beginning, started to come online towards the end of map 1. Do you feel like it was the matter of warming up to the stage for the players?
Yeah, this stage is good, crowd is amazing. We try to find ourselves. We're a little bit confused, but we will figure out at the second map for sure.
What about the solutions to the double drones from NRG?
Double?
Double drone.
Yeah, we know that they are playing double initiator. That was so hard to defend it. They will do the same on the second map. We prepared and we will find the solution.
Thank you so much and best of luck.
Josh, what do you think that solution might be as we're ready for Abyss?
I don't know. If they weren't ready for it in Pearl, I doubt they're going to be ready for it on Abyss. I think that's the big problem. I think it is on an individual player level. I don't think there's anything about the macro that I would want to be attuned too much, but they've got to be... There's one thing knowing they're going to drone you. There's another thing having built out the protocols for how do I exactly reposition in this spot? What's the best way of playing around this? How do I not get caught by this util? And my eyes just go to LaRock because he got absolutely bodied. If you had never watched BBL before, you'd be like, what is this guy doing on the team?
Yeah.
He's one of the best players in the EMEA. If he looks to try to take even gunfights, he should be in an amazing position, and yet the KD was disgustingly bad.
I want you to look back on your experience watching this team in EMEA. Do you remember a game where they took a loss like this and had to bounce back, or has it just been domination the whole time? Is this a new experience for BBL?
Yeah, I think that this level of like, we have the better composition, we have all the tools to put you in this position is something that they're not used to. And I do agree, but I want to see if they actually are going to be baiting out things, are going to put any kind of pressure onto NRG. Now they're starting, with them starting on the attack, I want to see a little bit of spice.
I think the defense side was just a massive problem for them. They couldn't find the right opportunities to fight. But on the attack side, they actually were starting to put together something. And if they can get their feet underneath them and feel more confident by putting together some nice execs, some decent calls from Rose, punishes on Mada on the pushes, maybe then they'll have the confidence and the frame of mind, the clarity to start dealing with the defense side. But they need a lot of rounds here.
Still, despite it being an attack-sided map, NRG, one of the best defensive-sided teams here. This is a strength for them still.
And honestly, I don't think, even though we saw some rounds getting there for BBL towards the end, I do not think that there was a point where NRG did not feel in control of the tools that they had and how they were affecting BBL. I think that for the beginning of the game, just take a little bit more easy. But honestly, with how aggressive BBL like to be from the defense, I'd like to see NRG do
My eyes just again go to LaRock. I think that guy's got so much weight on his shoulders. He's one of the players that I had the most confidence in performing at this kind of level because he's got that attitude, he's got that swag. He's been performing in big games before, but dropping only 3 kills on map 1. Attack side here, he's got to turn it around.
This team dominated throughout EMEA on their run-up before that. Unusual territory for these rookies. Can they recover from the free fall in time to avoid the lower bracket? Or the world champs continue? We find out as we enter Abyss with Wyatt and Uber.
It doesn't get easier from here for BBL. First, their 23-1 Pearl is absolutely smashed to pieces. They now 23-2, obviously, as NRG take them to task there. We go to Abyss now on our second map of the series. NRG undefeated this year on that map. I will see why there's a lot of promising signs from what we saw from BBL on this very map. I do love how they can work kind of all of the parts of the map so effectively, but they are going up against a team who seems to have the read on them.
On paper, coming into this map, you would think it's a banger, given what we've seen from BBL in their kickoff run. But you can't help but feel like your mind is changing after seeing map 1. And one of the reasons for that is that a key piece of the team, Larocque, was not online. He needs to activate on attack here. He's a critical piece of BBL's strategy for this Abyss map. He will so often be sent into sites as this solo duelist to sell that they're hitting that site. They will leave him alone, fully entrenched like deep on B, deep on A, and pivot elsewhere. He's really got to come to life, or I feel like the entirety of BBL's idea of how to succeed on Abyss could crumble.
BBL, of course, will start on the attack side here. And really seeing often the use of Lover's Rock here to work some of those solo angles. From some activity up on the other side of the map, but now it's for an activation behind this drone onto B for BBL.
You're going to see Scuba anchoring this site a lot. Pretty much always has the Viper wall placed here.
So much stall util. This has really got BBL milling about in the open for now, and Ethan can continue to slow this down. There was no acceleration after the first kill, though. BBL were anticipating some more of this util. They've drawn all of it out of Ethan now.
Are they going to draw Mata into a peek? Will he be baited?
The timing!
His timing is crazy.
He doesn't see anything, though.
Anything. What?
30 seconds left.
This could be ridiculous. Was Lover's Rock watching for it, though. BBL did have a contingency in play, and Mata had no idea what he was running into.
There's some acute awareness there. Ethan is trying to get some space towards the site. Low HP, less than half, pressing up with his frenzy. Smoke going to now be thrown down by Kiko. Teleports into it to try and get even further onto this site.
Has to play this slow. Sees the edge of Loiter around the smoke, apparently, but isn't able to best him. So Brock here with very limited options. And 5 players breathing down his neck. None of those sheriff shots connect. And BBL finally look like they're getting off to the start that they need. Can finally start a small what Larocque is cooking too. 2 kills to his name out of the pistol. Let's see if he gets involved.
They needed that bad. Beautiful tap onto Scuba. But definitely have to keep your eyes on Scuba, not just because on map 1 he drops 22 kills and 6 deaths, but because he's anchoring this B site, playing the Viper.
Stress resolution
so much emphasis placed on fighting around the site itself with Larocque.
बंदे का मॉडल है ना एजेंट मॉडल वो स्ट्रेच नहीं होता.
Critical piece of this energy defense to find success here.
बस बाकी सब स्ट्रेच हो जाता है.
All right, again the 3-1-1, which is the standard for BBL.
वो रखते हैं वो आदत है खेलने की क्योंकि CS:GO में मॉडल भी स्ट्रेच होता है Valorant में नहीं होता.
No hesitation. Krevin understanding that there are several players who wish to see his demise back towards
CS में मॉडल स्ट्रेच हो जाता है Valorant में नहीं होता.
Made it hard for him to fight for himself. So weaponry definitely favors BBL and NRG.
Look at Lover's Rock. He's in the defender's spawn on the rotate over.
NRG want to play through Link by the looks of things. They are going to run into Lover's Rock. Set up for this, the Marshal. There's another couple of one-shots coming. No armor to speak of. Brock cops one of the bread basket. Lover's Rock knows there's going to be more where that came from. NRG just open the train, encircle him, bait him in, catch him out. And so Rose fighting as well. Okay, Kiko off the map for whatever reason.
Off the map as well. I mean, they're getting kills, but also they want to deny the orb, so they're jumping off. A little crazy.
Maybe didn't fall. The round was far too deep. NRG just hoping to play for some kills there. Try not to give too many orbs up. So that'll be BBL with their second. Look, I'll say this. At least they didn't just jump off the map at the start of the round. We got to see some ideas. They worked mid together. We saw the Saturate play.
For sure.
I'm cool with it. And Lothar should be too.
Lover's Rock is going to pick up the rifle. Always just hovering my eyes.
मैं कह रहा हूँ last में बाइक के लिए मरा क्या वो?
Just to see if he's picking up the outlaw at any time. Everybody from BBL posted up over towards B. See if they just try and get in for a fast exec.
Looks quick. That's a very early drone.
Scuba going to be under a lot of pressure to get out of the site completely. Ethan's going to fully commit, try and double up anchor.
Getting rid of the guy in Salvo, but Scuba was ready. Larocque is going to be felled instantly, and Ethan was already there at the rescue. Scuba tests the clone. Krevin's able to trade it out, and the ping onto Ethan is instrumental in having the Teo picked off.
The rest of NRG just too far away to be able to flood in time to support those guys.
Mata, second earlier, he might have had a chance despite the fire in his way. Now he's going to have to be patient. Rose is on an off angle as far as he's concerned. May not be ready for this. Look at the creep coming around! And there was no flick in time from Mata. That's an upgrade for Rose. Kiko and Brook have to figure this out now. Up onto that B side, smoke being occupied though, still by Loita. He'll be waiting for his opportunity. Rose also, his position known and noted. Can he do much from there? No. Loita into the smoke here, head first into the fog, and Brock is waiting with open arms. And he's got enough time to stick the defuse as well. NRG are on the board.
Barely enough time. Feels like BBL really let that one slip out of their grasp, Mitch. In that 3-on-2, it was a really great kill from Rose to deny Mada's flank. They just have to focus their attention forward, but they get depleted one by one. The peek out from Krevin first, and then Kiko able to isolate a second swing, wins the duels.
What are they doing? What are you peeking?
Definitely feels like one of those rounds where your expectations get subverted pretty quickly. Great anchoring, I think, after the fact there by Kiko.
Those guys are just trying to do too much. Buy those still for BBL. Outlaw hands of Lover's Rock. Mada getting pinged up, but has no fear.
Damn. Larocque, yep, he's able to connect that saturate. Larocque unaffected though by the one from Mada, and so he's
and maybe he should have played that a little bit more cautiously, and will be regretting so as he has maybe a minute and a half to think about it. Loita backing off over on this B side. Knows that there's some pressure coming his way. Look at the rest of the mini-map. Like, Krevin is all the way back A. They're trying to work through man. This fight is still in spawn. It's kind of some madness, but the timings are being found.
Brock knows he has to make a play. Look for a timing here because they've lost control of the map entirely. Lover's Rock is straight up the top of mid. Deny any cross-back for NRG, and it seems that they're aware of this as well.
You're going to see a lot of this from BBL, and I was worried that if they were not playing at their max confidence, players like Krevin wouldn't have been attempting to find a timing like he did in this round to get all the way on that deep flank. They will just often run this 3-1-1, or this one it was a 1-2-2, and just leave a player, not leave him, I mean, he will just take as much space as possible. If he's left alone, they will not show fear in that way, and then they'll control so much of the map, and Rose will be able to call really nice fast pivots off the back of the space being taken by the players. I was worried though that if they got knocked by that first map, the confidence they wouldn't be playing their style in that way, but it seems like they're not going to ease up.
I think one map is an acceptable time frame to regain that composure and that prowess that you had domestically. Still plenty of series to be played here. But it all starts at this engagement where Mada's in a bit of a risky spot. He's rock, but that gets blocked by the pillar.
We are going to be heading into a timeout call from NRG.
भाई देख एक क्या निकाल के पी ली उसने एक क्या निकाल के पी ली उसने
As a BBL team with zero momentum coming into this game suddenly have the lead.
ये पीछे उसकी कैन रखी थी ना रेड बुल की फ्रिज में से निकाल के पी ली पी सकते हैं भाई.
What kind of onus is on NRG? Yes, they're on defense on a bit. We get it. But where are the edges they can eke out?
कितनी पता है डिस्टेंस है ये क्या बात है.
The map is being stripped away from them. They're losing a lot of control. They're going
to have over on B.
जाना अभी तो शुरू ही हुआ है जीत जाएंगे. पिछला राउंड डोमिनेट किया है इन दोनों ने.
ये तो बात actually completely slow down a
ये मैप भी सही है.
Teleport Omen style exit. We saw them get overwhelmed by that even when they got the first couple kills. So that might be an issue. They may want to address how they're going to play that B side.
चलो भाई बात खत्म हो गई. बोल ले.
फिर मैं अपना मित्र इसलिए क्लोज आएगा.
Perimeter of the site. And then in
तो क्या था वो एरिस करेगा ब्रो.
एरिस करेगा
to just take all the space down.
मैं कह रहा था कि एरिस में मेरे से अच्छा नहीं मार पाएगा ब्रो.
Of course, there's going to be energy coming to this round without any opportunity to buy. Maybe just another death ball down mid and hope to catch some enterprising individuals from BBL out.
On this one, it's just
ये वाला स्मोक थोड़ा मुझे वैसा लगता है भाई.
How active will BBL really be in a round like this? I guess we'll see. You know, in terms of players trying to.
Attacker ने भी वही स्मोक किया.
Solo like we were talking about.
Defense ने भी वही
They
स्मोक.
are very passive in the spawn, reading a play like this.
Yeah. BBL, no reason to expect anything else from NRG. We saw it again on one of the earlier rounds from them. Now, though, pings a bit towards security, so they've actually read this in advance that NRG is starting to try and get into flood positions on the A side of the map.
Still so silent for BBL working into this site. How many players could get caught by this paranoia? This is going to be a crazy engagement backside. Yeah, not a swing.
क्या गंदे पकड़े जाएंगे भाई ये लोग क्या भाई और
could have been a strange little situation that BBL may have found themselves in, with NRG just getting the timing for everyone to walk backside, but they had the much better weaponry, and Lover's Rock is on that just in time for the cleanup.
यार तो वैसे भी सेव ही था
भाई ये लारोक तो बहुत चला रहा है ये बंदा तो आधा जब भी चिल्लाता है जितना जब भी चिल्ला रहे
Okay, look at this actually. Mata is picking up the operator. Just have to call that out. He's going to be looking down mid, but it's BBL on this A side. Classic combo, dimensional drift into Lover's Fury. Off the rip here, does
यार ऐसे करते ना कॉम्बो मारते ना देख नहीं था बड़े कॉम्बो मार
now straight through A main come BBL. Wind in their sails. And they've also got a new rule. Paint a pretty picture for them about how NRG is set up for a retake attempt.
Oh, what a lovely sync of the util there, Brock.
यार सेव करना चाहिए सेव करना चाहिए
Pinged out by the dimensional
drift, tagged by the Hunter's Fury,
gets hit by the saturate. He is
recon phantom यहाँ भी यूज होती है भाई
in that position. Kiko just gets deleted as well. I think by Lord.
ये वो यहाँ भी यूज होती है भाई बात तो है भाई
recon phantom तो recon phantom
especially I feel on the round where you know that it's going to be the NRG timeout cool-off round, right? Whatever they had in stores just totally irrelevant when you get a big fast exec like that off.
And it feels like this map of
अरे भाई ये गधे हैं क्या क्यों
BBL's playstyle very quick to overwhelm that ace.
जा
The util came together beautifully. Crucially though, Mata has maintained possession of the op.
हाँ तुम अपना बाल बेकार कर रहे हैं भाई गन
खेलना नहीं आता आरावंश खाने कोच मेन कोच
भाई ना कीबोर्ड देख ये थोड़ा अलग ही तरह कोऑर्डिनेशन रखते हैं
अच्छा बिल्कुल तो 90 डिग्री पे रख रहा भाई बिल्कुल ऐसे चेक कर
देख तो ये ऐसे है भाई
Looks like they want to just run it back, maybe this time with the convergent paths. Another fast exec, keep things simple.
Shocked out off the rip here for Brock, no connection. Drone to herald the approach of BBL through a main. Conversion straight away. Poison all activated, but Laroc's going to go in and over the top. He is in that site, and there was nobody else from NRG to stand.
माउस कीबोर्ड से ना आता होगा अरे पहली बात तो कीबोर्ड छोटा है
अरे मैं देख रहा था भाई 7000 का कीबोर्ड मिल रहा था
भाई कीबोर्ड बहुत बढ़िया बढ़िया
7000 तो ज्यादा है
Rock trying to escape through mid. Oh my god!
Hit
him with a spin move. That's crazy work, but I think BBL had realized that.
यार माउस आ सकता है 10-15 हजार का तो कीबोर्ड तो आ ही सकता है भाई
भाई ये भी सेव हो रहा है भाई क्या कर
They're not going to get bogged down in the choke by any means. They can just execute right on in.
At best,
थोड़ा दिखा के जाएंगे आज तो भाई
but that push into security there behind the saturate from the rock was
यही कमबैक करो यही मुझे नहीं पता मैं तो पहला मैच जीतना ही नहीं चाहिए था भाई
भाई उम्मीद है भाई इतना गंदा जीते हैं और ऐसे कैसे कर रहे हैं ये फिर से अटैकिंग में करना है क्या इनको
मुझे भी लग रहा से ना हो रही क्या ओडिन अरविंद को भेज दूं चलो ना अरविंद को आना पड़ेगा
कहां ही कर लेगा ओडिन ये स्पैमर नहीं है
ब्रॉक को सिखाएगा अरविंद अपना कैसे करे ओडिन से होना रही
लाइन अप देख
आगे
है भाई लाइन अप तो है भाई
वहां रह के यहाँ की लाइन अप दे दी भाई दे दिया
लाइन अप तो
ठीक है 99 अच्छा
अरे इतना वो कर रहा है
दो इनिशिएटर है
दो डबल ही लेते अरे उस पे डबल डोरिस चलेगी ब्रॉक क्यों खेल रहा भाई इससे नहीं होता क्या डिफेंस में
BBL have taken this A site control and now again NRG have to answer the question.
Maybe if Ethan can get one kill, that Armageddon will be active. This flank duel is so important.
That's not enough. Mada quiet so far.
Mada.
Now all the BBL
तारीफ क्या करती है तो टट्टी खाया जा रहा भाई
not a lot of tools for energy to get back in.
Half-hearted as it may have been, that paranoia sets up for a kill opportunity. But the other angle was eventually retaken by Valorant, and Ethan's got nothing to see from here. Fire in the veins, finally, for BBL. This is a very solid attack side. You might say bare minimum after the way that first map went, but it's going to be enough.
It's safe to say that they have stabilized on the global stage. They found their footing. Domination on their pick Pearl. This has been such a solid attack half. Those fast execs on the last 2 rounds on that lightly held A site.
Handle के map पे Phantom लेके.
And then on this round, that
Handle का map क्या होता है भाई?
pressure with the dash in from the rock.
Spray देने वाला kind of कहना चाहता
हूँ. They just encircle Scuba and crunch onto him. That was an excellent attacking round. I mean, genuinely beautiful.
अरविंद जैसा लग रहा है थोड़ा-थोड़ा.
NRG's defense side comp has all the stopping power of a field. It just dissipates. There's not a whole lot for them to stall out BBL to actually disrupt.
Long range fight ज़्यादा हो.
Really stand in their way.
तो long range तो Vandal अच्छी है ना? अच्छा Vandal के map में सही तो है. नहीं यार अगर अंदर आ गए.
Long range का है ये long range का है.
अंदर आ गए. अरे नहीं ना side के top पे खेल रहा हो. तो कोई भी map हो सकता है ना. Ascent मान ले. अब से Haven मान ले तो long. क्या सभी long है भाई.
भाई Ascent में तो कुत्ता बना देते होंगे भाई.
Ascent में तो पिछली बार Ascent जैसे भी वर्ल्ड चैंपियन में लगता है. Ascent में नहीं, Haven में बीका वो पता है पट्टा चला गया यहाँ पे विंडो के बगल में.
पता.
इससे पहले नहीं था.
इसने लगवाया ना वो.
दिहाड़ी वाला.
So far this is looking much the same.
अरे 7-1 हो रखी है भाई ये.
रुक जाना रुक जा इनका मैप है रुक जा
अरे रुके ही है भाई रुके ही है भाई रुक ही रहे हम तो 1 घंटा हो गया तब से रुके ही
जिसमें विंडो एंड बी साइड टॉप की दूसरी देखो इतनी का कौन सा मैप में
They want to get ahead of these side hits. I don't hate the timing, but the Rock was watching for it. Now though, the Waylay's out of the picture.
Close तो है.
Oh भाई.
इससे ज़्यादा long range तो bind है.
Bind भी नहीं. A1 है.
Carves out his spot in the round.
ये भी side है.
Nice little timing call there from.
A1 की तो सारी side है.
Just going to give it up. Doesn't need to overstay his.
ये आ रहे दो ही बचे हैं बस.
मेरे वेंटल बड़ी लगती है इंपीरियम. पहले जब नहीं है इतना भाई बहुत ही क्रेजी इम्पोर्ट था बस.
ले लिया राउंड जीतते देख. दो के पास फैंटम है एक के पास बुलडॉग है एक के पास वेंटल है.
माला बनने वाला है.
Now it's a high-low setup that Loves Rock has to swing into. Deftly handled by NRG.
Finally just stopping the momentum of BBL.
दो फैंटम थी फालतू नहीं सुनूंगा.
एक बुलडॉग.
हाँ एक बुलडॉग. ये देख रहा है फैंटम मारा है ये तो एक गलती से मर गया. फैंटम मारा है फैंटम मारा था फैंटम. हैंडल वाली बच्चे.
That's the thing, I think
7-2 हो गया.
ठीक है हुआ है वेंडल से. अरे भागना इधर से.
A light BBL presence.
सिलिकॉन है देख फैंटम ये है स्किन इसके पास है. अभी देखना कितने खिलाएंगे.
और ये नाइफ क्या क्रेजी है भाई.
तो सोल भैया लेने वाले थे इस बार यार भाई. वो मिड से उसके
उसलिए वो
क्या चल रही
ये भी ये बात लिया.
क्या हो गया.
This is madness. Okay, also the spike is in spawn, but Loya could teleport to pick it up.
भाई मेरे को तो ये वाइपर की स्मोक बड़ी वाला लगी भाई.
वो डबल भाई यार.
This is just I can see the mini map in my brain is hurting, so God knows what it feels like to be with on that right
the exact same double face.
भाई इसको तो उड़ गया भाई ये बंदा.
Kind of what we've seen from BBL.
Lower rock उड़ गया है.
Like it's orchestrated, but they push up and take all 3 lanes of the map and then settle on B pretty decisively.
लगी नहीं हम देख लिया मैं देख लिया.
पूरा पिछला बस.
Only Brock on the run. And that is what makes BBL such a cool team, though. It's like you watch them, it kind of feels hyper individualistic. And don't get me wrong, Lovers Rock, they will take individual moments of just
140 पड़ेगा देखना स्कोर फिर मर जाएगा
trying to make a big impact play happen.
140 भी नहीं मार पाए.
But the individuality is like a highlight of the strategic approach to the game that
नियॉन के लिए टाइम हो गया.
वो दूसरा वाला मोटा है ना ये बीबीएल का. वो मुझे इंडियन लग रहा.
But unlike X, the aggression we just saw from BBL feels a bit more structured. It does feel like it's a bit more premeditated about how they surge up the map. It's not as intuitive maybe.
जैसे स्कोप खोल के मारते हैं लोग भी मेरी तरह.
And they just throw this variation in on a couple of these attack side rounds. They just greedily take the map and win fights, and LaRock is such an important part of that. Being able to just solo take kills and win them.
NRG are now in danger of their economy being broken in this final round. Ethan still with the Armageddon.
शॉट तो एक भी जब भी नहीं पड़ा उसका.
BBL are just
अरे यार रिवील हो गया.
All this to lose in defense. वही तो यार ये या तो उसको क्रेजी कर देंगे अटैक डिफेंस में.
मुझे तो कुछ ना लग रहा है. लाइन से पड़ी.
There can be Taeho util to stall them
out. चल. मैं भी सेम करता हूँ. वो वुमन बना था शायद.
Now the guy at Salvo's had to be respected. NRG flood in from security, but it goes in fast, catches on.
भाई बेचारा.
LaRock is gonna benefit from it. Dive into the smoke. Shorty connects. And down to Scuba go NRG. He wants to get it over with perhaps. Either way, it's not pretty. BBL,
nice.
What an explosive execute from BBL. LaRock so dominant getting into that site.
ये तो मैं इंडियन नहीं लग रहा है बंदा.
कहाँ इंडियन है? इस पूरे वीसीटी में एक बंदा इंडियन नहीं है भाई.
भाई इसकी शक्ल देख के लग रहा है ये इंडियन. भाई तूने ये देखा जब वेलन एंट्री की उसी टाइम बंदा फ्लैश हो गया था जो बैठा था साइड पे. किसका फ्लैश था ब्रो?
या ओमन का होगा शायद. ओमन का सेंस बना भाई.
नहीं
देखा नहीं मैंने. ध्यान नहीं.
योरो का ही होगा.
पर सेंस ओमन का बनाता है.
ये इतना पुश क्यों कर रहा है भाई?
अरे लीड है भाई. अरे लीड नहीं है भाई. अब बोल रहा हूँ मैं भी. स्पेस के लिए फाइट कर रहे हैं बट फिर हार जा रहे हैं. मतलब दिक्कत ये होगी. वो सारे स्पेस मिल रहे हैं बट वो कर नहीं पा रहे.
इतना मार दिया. ये तो फ्रेंड ये ना.
थर्ड वेब तो भाई तुमको खुद देखना पड़ेगा. मेरी आंखों में नींद भर रही है.
हाँ भाई ये जीतन तो मैं भी सो रहा हूँ.
मेरे को तो कहीं से नहीं लग रहा भाई ये.
And now there's a chance in the 2v2. LaRock recovers the spike. Needs to get across though, and Brock is going to see this. He knows that the Waylay hasn't crossed to coast yet. Ethan has a window to catch LaRock out.
G2 को तो मैं मैच देख भी लेता. मुझे नार्जी इतनी पसंद भी नहीं. पर मेरे को देखने का मन था मेरा. नो वे. भाई बचा दिया.
भाई बच गए.
भाई कुछ शॉटी वॉटी नहीं थी क्या उसके पास? निकालता दाब दो खत्म. 10-2.
9-3 कर्स.
पिछला भी 9-3 था.
यार 9-3 कर्स.
वैसे हो भी सकता है यार. एनर्जी है सामने भाई. पागलों की तरह घुसते हो सकती है. देखते हैं. 2 मिनट ब्रेक आएगा.
वो किस ले जाएंगे क्या अभी?
रेड बुल की रिव्यू भी. रेड बुल नहीं चलेगा. उनको स्पॉन्सर नहीं करा. स्पॉन्सर करे ना भाई. फिर करें हम चांस से watchparty. तुम्हारी फेवरेट फ्रेडी की वो गाजा अज़ू भाई ना चले इस बार भाई. तो घर में बैठना पड़ता. भाई पता जब से उनको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिला है भाई ये सीजन का शायद हुआ है. वरना हमेशा क्वालिफाई करी होती.
अब कहाँ है? क्वालिफाई नहीं करी।
इस बार नहीं करी भाई। 2020 से दूसरी बार है जब क्वालिफाई नहीं करे। 5-6 साल मैट्रिक क्वालिफाई नहीं करे। 6 साल में होते रहे। मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ कल अरविंद जो बोल रहा हूँ मेरी रैंक गिरा दे मेरी आईडी की, मैं शाम को खेल पाऊँ सही।
एक मिनट, तो फ्लैट में है। ओ आई लव समर मेन आईडी है तेरी।
हाँ आई लव समर मेरी मेन आईडी। थोड़ा सा वो डायमंड जाने वाली थी। गिर के चेटिंग कर सकती।
तुम दूसरी आईडी कहाँ गई?
दूसरी कौन सी? 3 आईडी है मेरे पे।
मेरे पास तो दिया है नंबर और ईमेल तो इसका है, कैसे चेंज करेगा?
हमारे आईडी की भाई से आएगा। नहीं जिस पे पहला मेल होता है ना हमेशा आईडी उसी की रहती। जैसे
ऐसे की आईडी के साथ थोड़ा तो बोल देगा कैमरा याद है क्या? कैमरा याद है मतलब
मुझे तो ऊपर देखो मतलब प्रैंक टाइप का बोल देता हूँ। प्रैंक करो फिर बोल दो अब फोन के ऊपर देखो कैमरा है प्रैंक को आपके साथ टाइप शिट ऊपर मैच देखो। पिस्टल राउंड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। पिस्टल राउंड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। लाइक लेजेंड प्लस
Quick little open onto this A side, and we're set up for a full
5-on-5. क्या बड़ी दे दिया?
क्या रहा है?
तेरी आईडी का क्या हुआ बीजीएम आईडी? मेन वाली।
उसने वो तो मैंने दे दी थी।
सही हुआ भाई।
जो बात कर रहा है वो हमने कुछ वो किया था हमने
तो स्टार्ट करके बैठे भाई।
दे लिया था मैंने उस बात की तो
खत्म भाई नहीं जीत रहे हो।
Gives him that second
I'll
pistol.
get them
Looking like they want to run away with it. Energy were completely aware that BBL were just going to push down the opposite side of the map and flank them heavy. They had the read on the situation, but lost out the duels in main. And then at the same
तेरा
time,
बैग अच्छा लगता था डायनासोर वाला बीजीएम आईडी। डायनासोर वाला बैग बढ़िया
अच्छा था।
He was fighting a little 1v2 mini game and he got the first kill, but then Loida trades him out.
भाई अपने घर पे नहीं था, मैं अपनी बड़ी मम्मी के घर पे था। मेरे बड़े भाई बड़ी बहन भाई बैठ के तुमने क्या बोल रहा है गाली वगैरह
Energy are forcing up right now. That is
टेलीग्राम डाउनलोड किया था मैंने क्या भेजा था मैंने रुक चेक करो मतलब।
ये वो तो क्रेजी चीज है पहले घुस लिया मर लिया वापस आ गई। अरे क्यों बच गया।
Now Mata on such low HP without the
ले भाई एनर्जी तो बदली।
इनका 11 टेलीग्राम देखूंगा इसके वीडियो मतलब वाली।
ये स्ट्रीम पे देखना टेलीग्राम।
अरे स्ट्रीम पे पूछना चले ये तो कभी नहीं चलेगा।
यहाँ पे बता रही है
चार दे दूंगा टेलीग्राम में फोटो।
भाई देख ले भाई गार्डियन चला रहे हैं लोग।
ये देख रहा तू क्या चल रहा है? तो गरीब है तो क्या करे भाई?
बहुत कलेश कर रहे हैं
बहुत कलेश कर रहे हैं उस ग्रुप में।
This round the NRG forced into by full armor or whatever weapons they could afford is
एक तो मुझे फैन कभी पसंद ही नहीं है एकदम भाई। वैसे
टेलीग्राम मेरे पुराने फोन में था इसमें नहीं ना हो गया।
And well, actually, while BBL were just stacked up there a moment ago,
yeah, यार रात को यही करता हूँ मैं।
कलेश देख आज गजे कलेश देखेगा भाई।
यार इस पे चलने में तो डर लगता है मेरे को भाई कभी गिर जाऊँ लगता है।
मुझे भी लगता है।
Yeah, he's just got to relax and wait for the rest
of the देखता था अच्छा आते ही निकल गए भाई। बढ़िया खत्म हो गई ना मैं देखती है सारी। पिट लिया भाई पिट लिया
ऊपर डिफ्यूज कर रहा है भाई इसको। नो वे
अरे
भाई कहाँ पीटा भाई उसे। ऊपर से कूद कूद
It doesn't have to be pretty to work.
And it
मैं
certainly was
डिफ्यूज भी ना करे अब
not. I cannot believe they
ये तो
got
उसकी
away
तरह
with the
दिखता
round
क्या
win.
नाम है मोटा
They
वाला
had zero
उसका नाम
utility
उनी पिक्सल
at
की
the
तरह
start of that 3v4 post plant. They just go triple up rope and Kiko gets a headshot with the sheriff. No one dealt with. And the
जनता
smoke on the
कलेश नहीं
spike
देखना चाह रही मुझे
kind
लगता
of cuts off any angles from the players coming in from the back to shoot them while they're in heaven. They just jump on top of them. They get Goomba stomped. I don't know what's happening, man. I can't believe NRG win that out.
Don't hope it's not too late for them now.
से आज तक ज्वाइन ना किया जब मन करता है कॉलेज देख
So you'd imagine
बड़ी
it's a little slower.
मैं तो रेड पे देखता था फिर हमने गलती से कॉलेज बैन करके टोटल कॉलेज में मूव ऑन कर गए थे
Just the Rock who's looking to inch forward for now.
Ethan just seeing if maybe that missile would force someone out into the open.
एक और दे भाई एक और दे अरे सोवा कुत्ते तेरे से सो भाई घर को ले जाएगा अपना शॉट डार्ट दोनों फेंक देता रेडिट भी कभी नहीं
राइट सही है भाई
मेरा रेडिट भी देखने लायक नहीं है भाई मैंने कल देखा चेक करा भाई अच्छा परसों खोला नहीं था तो मतलब मेरे रेडिट को बूस्ट आ रहा था आज
It's all about the timing for him on this little flank push.
ओ पता चली
अपनी स्किन तो फ्री में मिलती होगी ना पिस्टल की
अरे ये इनकी अकाउंट में आई गेस होता है कुछ अरे वो गिर गया इनके अकाउंट में 1 मिलियन वो होते हैं राइट वैलोरेंट पॉइंट जो स्किन चाहिए ले लो अनलिमिटेड
Look at the HP on NRG.
The Rock though got chunked down by the shock dart earlier.
No way. No way.
There's got to be a plan.
उसको प्लांट करना है
24 health.
प्लांट तो हो गया पिक लेके ही मरेगा ओए हाइट पे गया वो दिमाग लगाया
मारा
BBL up to 11. Shattering NRG just as they'd hoped to build.
भाई मेरे राइट पे आते हैं भाई ये टीनेज सब ये सब आते हैं भाई क्या है वो पता है आज क्या हुआ ऐसे ऐसे करके कुछ तो होता है भाई
भाई यार क्या भाई
क्रेजी मारना भाई
We're going to see it. I am quite sure. Yeah, decent start here.
वो जो ये भाई ये मैंने इसमें देखा
Just press W. That's all that
भाई साला भी रिप्ले दिखा रहा है इसका छोड़ दे भाई
As it seems. That's beautiful.
इन्हीं से कार वाले कभी-कभी आ जाते अरे एआई के आते S20 सैमसंग के आते कुछ तो न्यूज़ आती फिर ये पता है आज क्या वैसी फिर फैशन का कुछ तो आता
With the headsman's axe in hand, waiting
for
the chance to let it descend.
भाई लॉगिन ना करो असली क्वीज तो जब आती है
Trying to be pacey about it. LaRock already refracting away. Rose is
ओ
pushed up pretty close.
भाई मुझको लगा फिर गिर गया
Mata being a cure for my hypotension there. He's going to get himself back on catwalk.
Kiko dropped a pretty low HP already, by the way. Lover's Rock has taken
ये राउंड तो BBL का है नो वे यार
of A main, where Scuba is just always throwing up this wall. It allows
Hey,
him to
hey,
play forward and play into the site. But Lover's Rock is just going to play around it, get a free kill, not be traded, not even need to teleport.
Brock has a drone.
Walk away.
He's not able to force. I mean, we talked about this in Pearl. This double initiator setup. You are supposed to be able to deny those angles from Lover's Rock.
And it did on Pearl, absolutely.
He's got a drone there, but I think NRG hope that the Viper wall is enough.
I think it's one of the reasons.
ये सेम स्विच को देख कर चिढ़ मच रही है भाई मेरे को रात से
ये अपने में भी तो हो रहा था
Still has been doing it, but I'm used to seeing it in his hands every single round. But he has been doing a lot more rifling on account of NRG.
फिर बोलता तुम्हारे लिए ज्यादा तगड़ा स्मोक हो गया तुम खेल नहीं पाए
30 seconds left.
Time is ticking. NRG need to commit. Rose here. Correction.
उन्हें भी भाई ढंग से बता देता उसको यहाँ कर दे भाई यहाँ
नो वे भाई मैंने अपनी लाइफ बेट करी है ओए मस्ती रखो
Lover's Rock doesn't have the weapon for the situation.
ये मरा
राइट पे दो मारना अरे कुत्ते तो
As Rock walks into a crossfire.
I'm pretty sure both of those players were hindered, but he just wanted to jump.
फिर से यही बच गया ना ये दूसरा है
Now it's just Enjoyed with by Scuba.
Okay, once again, NRG.
पागल है इतनी बड़ी अल्ट मारी उसने 2 किल थे उसके स्मोक में चले जाता है स्मोक में
बैक होगा
मुश्किल है
I gotta see what happened there with LaRock jumping across. This is a
उनके
huge kill for Scuba.
सेव होने के बाद भी भाई इनको इतनी अल्ट लगी ये यार बहुत फालतू अल्ट गई भाई
Yeah, he did get 2. And then
कसम से जरा गन छोड़ के
tapping with Kiko. If he misses that
अरे ये वाला है वो
shot,
भाई
he's done. LaRock gets in the smoke. Might have gotten the kill there. Anyhow.
Finally, the bottom has fallen out of the both.
कम जमाने से थोड़ा सा कंसंट्रेशन इंक्रीज होता है
They've gone for the
मेरे पास सारी चबाती रहती है बच्ची में
And it will appear NRG have seen mostly enough for now. Even Mata starting to peel away.
मेरा कितना क्राउच करते हैं तुम क्राउचर बोल के दूसरों को नो बोलते
भाई सिचुएशन देखना उनकी यही तो
सही बात है
देखना
भाई
Armageddon there for Ethan. Brook has a Hunter's Fury. Feels like the post plant here should be pretty
तो
favorable.
हर सिचुएशन में क्राउचर क्राउच कर रहा है तो क्या है
Come back from far worse, being down on Abyss in the past.
ये ऊपर में क्राउच करेगा
Unstarted.
और फिर वन टैप देने का
Quite memorable.
तो ये प्लान भाई सबसे बेस्ट प्लान ये है भाई देख लो
भाई मैं बताऊं क्या इनका एम है तगड़ा ये कर सकते हैं भाई
भाई वो सब नहीं पता ये वाला प्लान चाहिए मेरे को हर बार जो भी प्लान देगा देख लेना अभी प्लान
क्या है उसमें क्या ये बढ़िया कैसे किस हिसाब से बढ़िया है ये बता
अरे तू अंदर बैठ के डिफ नहीं कर सकते ना सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट वही है अरे अंदर बैठ के डिफ करने लग जाते हैं यार वो लोग क्या तो ये वाला तो ये तो सामने वाला प्लान बना है 2 प्लान की पोजीशन है भाई और तीसरा कहीं मत
They've got to play from the fringes now, but they're not accounting for Rose, who's given his position away now. Okay, a little more costly, I feel, than NRG would have liked, but Rose will be taken to task.
Listen, I know we're in the playoffs right now, but we're seeing some funny stuff in this game. I'm dying at Rose having the shot.
वाला शॉट दोबारा दिखाओ यार बहुत क्रेजी
the long range snipe.
वो नहीं दिखा रहे यार
They give 4 kills.
दिखाएंगे
I mean, this is
हां लगा तब नहीं दिखा रहे
we're descending into madness.
क्रेजी था
Kreven went from trying to jump off the map over at A to getting 3 kills.
Okay, we're back to some normal Valorant though here surely as NRG have the full buy, BBL have the full buy, and NRG have a ton of ults to try and actually manifest a comeback here.
वो कौन तोड़ेगा इसका भी अपनी तरह ही है भाई
Defensive side, yeah, it's BBL all the way out of B, already trying to get over towards A main on the flank. Collecting the information. Hunter's Fury can come through.
It's dangerous here again, trying to snap.
अरे चिची 2 वर्ल्ड खराब हुई एक बंदा नहीं था
Timing works against him. BBL
डैमेज तो है डैमेज तो है
Okay, we're going to see the convergent paths used there up towards that security.
अरे ब्रोक
Fighting for it. Lovers Rock was able to get back in from security itself though. NRG are off the site for now.
ब्रोक से कौन ये
हाफ कर देगा
ब्रोक ही ले रहा था भाई
But he gets it to half.
Yeah, that's very significant.
अब छोड़ेगा नहीं अब वो नहीं छोड़ेगा नहीं पता था
हो गया भाई हो गया मर भी लिए
नेक्स्ट राउंड जीजी है नेक्स्ट राउंड में खत्म कर दे ये राउंड में खत्म
Feels like they give up that A site so cheaply.
उसको मोटी पी के आई भाई अंदर से मेरे को लग रहा
है कितना मोटा भाई उससे बाल भी तो निकला
Sick opener up to 26 for 9. What a bounce back after map 1.
ये तो चिल्लाते रहता है
That is obscene.
यार उसमें तो बहुत नॉलेज है आप स्पोर्ट्स ड्राइवर
That is obscene.
मुझे कोच रख लेना
How do you go from 3 and 17 getting bodied on your own map
आना भी है
to 26
कोच दे गेम थोड़ी होते हैं
against the world champion?
जरूरी थोड़ी है कुछ खेलना है
Best map right now. I don't even know. Kreven gets himself a free.
चलो खेल खत्म अरे नॉक में नष्ट हुआ है भाई
अरे भाई
बढ़िया
अरे भाई
And so the pick goes.
छोटी से कैसे नहीं मरा भाई वो?
पता नहीं। अरे वो तो उसकी थोड़ी अल्टी थी, कहाँ से लोग हम तीन कुछ कह रहे
नहीं यार, इतना तो मुश्किल नहीं है भाई, हो सकते हैं मतलब ये मान।
जी खेल कर
भाई भाई ब्लॉक भाई है, ब्लॉक भाई। ये क्या?
खत्म। अरे जीते नहीं हो तो भाई रुक जा, ये तो गले मिल गए कि भाई चैंपियन ट्रॉफी दे दे।
कमबैक तो किया है भाई, कमबैक तो किया।
अब तीसरा मैच कुछ देखना होगा। पूछना होगा तुमसे।